Hello, everyone, and welcome to Diamond Cast. This week is going to be a very technical music week. But first, we haven't been here for a couple of weeks, so how's the band been?
Yeah, been doing good. There's been some exciting developments here. I was telling you guys that I am teaching next week in a university.
Ooh.
Which, yeah.
Wait, but you didn't tell us what you were teaching, so you left it to us to guess. So,
music, songwriting, they've been quite broad about what they want me to do, but the idea is that I'm someone who can come in with like real life experience of being in bands to this music course and share my experiences. So I thought,
tell them not to do it.
Yeah, basically, if you want to make money, don't do it. With real life experience, and I thought I'd focus on songwriting and authenticity, which is something that we've talked a lot about in the recent casts.
You could just watch our Diamond Cast. Skip the university and watch the cast.
Have you told the students about
get them to
your
subscribe.
podcast?
Sorry, what did you say there?
Have you told your students about the podcast?
I've not met my students yet, so...
when you do meet your students, for Professor Christo's class, hello everyone, welcome to Diamond Cast. You're going to love it here.
Yeah, so...
you have to subscribe to our channel.
Well,
start with episode 50 and then work your way around.
Classic. So I haven't figured out how to sew leather elbow patches onto a vest yet. That's my next challenge.
It's always a good thing to strap them around.
I thought, you could sort of have them as a bit like when you're like those skateboard elbow protectors, maybe.
Like elbow pads, like when you... Yeah. But leather.
But seriously,
yeah.
it's going to be a class of 35 people, and it's a 2-hour lecture with Q&A in there. And I've never done anything like this before. I've taught one-on-one, but not a whole group. So it's a very different discipline, and I'm a little bit nervous. But we'll see how it goes.
That's very exciting. Is it one class, or are you teaching over a session?
As it stands, it's one session they've asked me to do. But I hope that if it goes well, it can give rise to other opportunities.
That is very exciting. I was I used to love getting guest lecturers that come to my university when we had guest lecturers. There was always people in the design industry. It was really exciting to learn from them. We had some really, really great designers come in.
That's cool. So, well, I could just do the classic supply teacher thing and wheel in a TV and get them to watch Labyrinth for 45 minutes.
You write your name on the board and stuff.
Yeah.
You're not a supply teacher. You're a guest lecturer.
That's true. Can't really do that. But we
always
used
get us back.
No, true. He just wheeled in an old TV and made us watch Labyrinth. But then the whole thing. Yeah.
Did you have to get it in a different language though, like to sort of make you understand? That's how my Spanish
is that how they'd find that was their workaround? Actually, this is work because it's in Italian. So
yeah, and it had the subtitles, and so you'd have to guess what the words were. And so that's why my Spanish teacher used to babysit us on the afternoon session.
Well, that's quite good because at least you're interested in the film. Maybe they chose films that you were interested in.
We watched The Mask once, and instead of saying smoking, he says splemor.
So you remember that?
I have no idea what it means, if that's even correct, but that's what he said. And the subtitle said smoking, just so that you didn't, in case you didn't know, that's what he was saying.
And that's
I thought it was going to
Spanish.
be like Spanish TV shows, like sitcoms and stuff. I didn't realise it was going to be blockbuster movies.
Blockbuster movies, yeah. So it's movies we all knew.
Right.
That's good, isn't it? Because then you recognised it and you could directly see this is what they're saying in text as they say it.
We could try it at home. Just watch a DVD and change the language. So
try it at home and see what we learn from that when we come out, and see if we learn anything, and then we can test if the theory works or not.
Excellent. So
in the meantime, don't think it works with music and music experience.
No.
Unless you put on like the Spinal Tap film or something.
Well, we could re-record some songs in Spanish, and then you could listen to it with subtitles in English.
I wonder how that would sound. What would Diamond Black song in Spanish sound? Any Spanish speakers in the audience?
Yeah, give us a sample chorus in different language.
Actually, in any language that or any of our audience speaks, right? What would it sound like to translate your choruses into a different language.
Yeah, because there'd be
Yeah.
different amount of syllables for some words, right?
Yeah, so you'd have to intelligently translate it so that the meaning was preserved and it still rhymed. It's probably quite hard to do. But maybe they do that with theme tunes for like, worldwide shows that become successful worldwide. Maybe they have to do that. They probably do.
Did they do that with DuckTales?
It's the go-to.
Do we,
don't know.
It's the go-to.
do we have a theme tune?
Which one
that-
is the
does anyone know a
Spanish
theme
so I
tune
can
that's-
make some jokes?
We just we should have a look at that as a key one for the next cast. I think like different languages and theme tunes and how music translates across.
Although
I mean,
we do have some foreign language speaking on the end of Dark Anthems. Isn't
Oh
it?
yeah,
German.
we
we
that's
do.
cool.
It's German, and Kim translated it for us one episode. Did she?
Yes. Yeah, that was actually a really difficult translation because it wasn't, a literal translation of a washing machine manual is here are the facts, whereas we had to be quite thoughtful about what is the lyric saying. It's using the word darkness, but it's in a way that is powerful and potent and energizing, not sad and depressing, which
Well,
was
not actually light levels.
yeah, exactly, and not literal light levels. So it was, but we managed to get, I think, a pretty accurate translation of it in the end, which was a win.
You know how in Japanese there are words for things that we don't even have like phrases for because I would be really interested to know how you would translate a Diamond Black concept into Japanese, and if they have any words that would kind of replace, I don't know, a whole
Right.
chorus or verse.
All right, yeah,
Usual.
right in.
Right in, yeah. I might have to Google that one. But yes, so anything.
How did we get there? Oh yes, from the teaching. That was it.
So you were talking about teaching. So you are teaching to some university students this week. That's very exciting.
Yes.
So lesson plan prepared.
No. So I've put aside some time next week because it's a week on Friday. So I've put aside some time next week that I'm going to be focusing on it.
Exciting.
And just sort of thinking about it gently as I approach the dedicated think about it period. I've already got an idea in terms of authenticity in songwriting.
You're going to be talking about like songwriting from a lyrical point of view or from a musical point of view, or both?
A bit of both. And I want to use examples, famous examples that people will recognize. And then I can use some examples of my own work to say, well, this is what I did because I know why I did this, but make it that only a part of the process rather than going in and going, hi, everybody, listen to my songs. It's like, here's some famous songs you know. Here's why I think this works. Why do you think it works? And here's some examples. Yeah.
The lyrics and stuff.
Yeah, and analyze the song structure and but I think with 2 hours it's important not to try and cover too many things. So yeah, it'll be trial and error, but I think it'll be good. I know it will be good.
That sounds like it'll be quite fun to get them thinking and to get them thinking a different way about songs and meanings.
Yeah, totally. And as I said, we've been doing a lot of work on the cast in the last few months about authenticity when we talked about things like lyrical meaning and the tortured artist myth and things like that that have really hoped to zone in on how do you present authenticity in your songwriting.
But we also have like a mission statement as well. It's not just like here's some sad things. It's like we are trying to help people as well.
Yeah,
the same time,
exactly. So if
helps.
if that naturally comes up, that might be something that I can look at with using examples of my own lyrics, saying, look, within the lyrics of some work that I've written, I've tried to add this positive arc so that there is a journey that takes place within the song. So it should be good.
Excellent. And Adam, what have you been up to this week? You're wearing a T-shirt of certain distinction, I see.
Oh yeah, we went to see FM in Hastings.
Nice.
Driver / tour manager, the drummer in FM, so that's fun to go and catch up. Tonight I'm going to see Melissa Altamau, that's our book signing. She's my favourite bass player, so that's going to be fun. So it's not what I've been up to, but it's what I'm going to be up to.
That's cool. So with FM, What was it like to see Pete, who you've only really known as our driver and tour manager on our Diamond Black tours, actually up there doing his thing, which is being a really ace drummer?
Yeah, it's quite weird because
really cool.
I know it was like an old dad kind of figure, you know, like, oh, come on, boys, I'm gonna carry some stuff. It's not like I don't know him in the rock star form, so it's quite fun.
Yeah, true. Because on our tours, it was always very much a very calming presence. He was always very much. I'd be like, well, I don't know what's going to happen when we get there, and how do we get the gear? And he go, well, let's just see what happens when we get there. To go from that to stick twirling and full on
cool.
rock show.
Yeah, we need to get Vincent to do some stick twirling, man.
Yeah, that's what we're missing. Come on, Vincent, get tough, get tougher.
I've seen Vincent stick twirl. He throws a stick up in the air, doesn't he?
Does he? I know.
I swear he did it at Hellfest.
I don't know. He's behind,
Did he do something
behind
like
us, isn't he? So I can't really see what he does.
Yeah, true. He probably does do it, but he keeps it in reserve. It's one of his sort of special moves.
We'll have to quiz him about it next time.
Definitely.
Right. So, and Adam, you just mentioned a song that you like from FM.
Oh, tough it
Tough It Out.
Tough it out.
Vinny, tough it out.
There's a song called Tough It Out, and every time I hear it, I just think it's spelled TUFF.
It should be.
Is it?
No.
Oh. Not like enough's enough.
No. or the band Tough. There is
there
actually
a band called Tough?
There was a band in the 80s called Tough, TUFF.
Oh, it's from the 80s. I was going to say, did Vinny play drums in it?
No, but I mean that's next level, isn't it? That's real commitment to. We're going to call our band Tough.
Tough, yeah, yeah, boys.
I think were they tough? I don't know anything about them.
I don't know enough of the oeuvre of Tough. I'm not familiar enough with their work. If you are, please write in and let us know. Are they tough?
Tough band, American glam metal band formed in 1985. Well, I had to Google them, didn't I? I want to see what they look like. I mean, they look pretty tough on the cover. You can't not if you've got that name hanging over you.
But is it tough as in they are still quite flamboyant but with some studded bracelets? Or is it tough as in metal?
No, they look like they're going to beat you up.
Gracious.
Yeah.
Will they follow through? That's
Don't know. Oh no, there's another. Hang on, wait. Is there two different bands called Tough? There's another picture
Too
of them
Tough.
where they are in fact wearing lots of jewellery and long hair, and they look like ladies. But there's another one
Well, your jacket is pretty tough.
where they look like men that are burly, kind of shirtless and
more kind of barbarian
hardcore,
kind of.
like angry, and another one where they look very kind of pretty and model-like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the same band or not. I can't quite
Could be
tell.
different eras of Tough.
yeah.
It might be different eras.
Go with the times.
They got
Tough times.
tougher. Yeah.
Or maybe don't go with the times because that's tougher.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. So
the
that's
opposite.
it. So they got tougher in the second. So the tougher looking version of Tough is in 2012. And that's when they started to look more rugged, and then the 80s version of them is where they look more pretty. So there you go.
Tough.
They got lovely hair though, really nice hair.
Like Vincent.
That's pretty tough. And yeah, like Vincent. Yeah. So there are lots of similarities there, really. That's pretty tough.
Cool.
Another
that's good.
tangent.
Another tangent. Right. So
brilliant
we are
tangent.
here today to talk about collaborations because you've been doing some very exciting things with your latest collaborator. Can you talk more about what is going on in Diamond Black Towers?
Yes. So as you may have seen, dear followers, that we did a collaboration with Andy Cairns of Therapy. He has sung on a song for our album. And this was very exciting for us because we all think Therapy are amazing. And I specifically grew up listening to a lot of their work. And there was a time when I was about 17 and I barely listened to any other band at that time. It really was that influential on me, like the songwriting and the lyric writing of the band. So through various incremental incidents that occurred over the last sort of few years, I got to the point where I felt that I could approach Andy and say, hey, listen, we're doing this record. I'd love you to do a vocal on it. What do you think? And sent him the song. He was very enthusiastic. He said he really liked it. And he was really proactive with setting things up. He found the studio. He talked about dates. He was really, really excited about it. And so then, so we went down and we recorded that a couple of weeks ago. And as you guys may have seen on our social media, we've had some photos and videos already of what Andy contributed to the song.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it looked really good. What? How did you decide what song to choose for him?
Well, I thought about his style, which is generally a darker and more kind of creepy, sort of aggressive style. And I thought through the songs that we had on the album, some of them felt like they were perhaps a little too melodic and emotional. Some of them felt like they were a different sort of shade. This felt kind of right, particularly because the verses of the song have a very sinister, almost like Nine Inch Nails kind of edge to them. And I felt that Andy's voice would work really, really well in those sections. Plus, he has the range and the scope to also sing the big choruses as well.
Yeah, it's quite a banger, the song. So this suits his style. Also, we quite wanted to do a single, make it into a single, so makes sense.
Yeah, and it would be great that having a single with a really well-known and well-respected collaborator like that would be super exciting, I think, for us, both in terms of personal achievement and also that it can help expand the fan base to wider, because obviously Therapy are an internationally very well-known band.
I've got a question.
Go.
Okay, with this one, first of all, we've got to decide what song you want him on. I tell you, you just send him that one specific track. You didn't send him all of the unreleased ones.
No, because no, go on.
Oh, and then what bits? How do you decide what bits you want him to sing? And are you like hands-on producing and directing on the day, or just letting him go for it? So that's three questions for the
Okay, so we'll go through them one by one. So the first one was, I wanted to avoid overwhelm. So I thought if I send him the 10 tracks and go, which one do you want to do? It's almost like, well, when it's too much. So I thought maybe thinking about it and making the process as easy as possible by saying, this is a song we think you'd be really good on. What do you think? Rather than giving him too many different options, seemed like a more direct way of doing it, particularly someone like that's very busy. And what was the second question?
How do you decide which bits of the song? Because it's like a duet, like a bit like we did with Chris Arms. It's a back and forth between the two of you.
Yeah,
well, just him singing. Sorry.
Yeah, and initially I thought the logical thing is he comes in on verse 2 and does verse 2, and then we do bits together throughout the song. But Yanni actually said, why don't we try something different? Have him in earlier. So he actually comes in from the very start of the song in that more atmospheric section.
Oh, cool.
But then he gets the first pre-chorus is already him, which I thought Yanni said, this is such a great collab. We want to really use it as much as possible and have him more present over all of the song rather than just here's the bit he does, which can sometimes be what collabs kind of look like.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Where he sort of weaves in and out of the track.
Yeah,
totally.
I haven't actually heard it all yet.
My other question was what's the recording process like for this one? You're there, but are you directing, or is it you just letting them go for it? Because you know all the harmonies in the song intricately, obviously.
Yeah, well, he'd done his homework. So I'd already prepared a track for him that was just the bits we think he should do. So he already had rehearsed that and he knew what he was doing. Then that gave us the freedom on the day to add more bits. And should we do something under that vocal or should we do something higher than that? So there was already a really strong plan A in place. And he was really quick at getting the parts done as well. Right. What was surreal for me was that I've done vocal producing like this a number of times over the years with different singers. And usually those singers have either been people with a bit less experience than me or people who are as experienced as me, so it feels like a quite comfortable process. But this was someone who was a lot more experienced than me and who I also look up to a great deal. So it was a strange dynamic of telling someone, kind of guiding someone and telling them how you want it done, but wanting to still be respectful of the fact that they have more experience and it was
worthy.
yeah, well, kind of, yeah. And it was it was very cognitively demanding to be in that zone the whole time, listening to what he was doing, going, that was really good, maybe we should try this, recognizing the things that he does really, really well and getting him to do more of those. And fortunately, because he was so laid back and nice about it, that it left room for there to be, hey, let's try it again. And we came up with a really good rhythm of, we'll do each part 4 times. So we've got 4 options to choose from for each part. Yeah. And then we just locked into that rhythm and went through the track.
Nice. I've got another question for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the answer to this one, but we did In Venom with Chris Harms. Obviously, he's based in Germany, so did we send him the track and then he sent back the vocals that he recorded themselves? What was the process for that one?
Yeah, so that was that process of, here's what the parts are, and then he just sent them back, and it was very efficient, and it was all like German. Properly, and it was very efficient and very perfectly done. And there were a few other experimental bits, like there is some screaming that he does on it quite quietly. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but towards the end of the song, there's some proper like stuff that I can't remember if we said do this or if he just decided to do it. But that was a slightly different process, and the only one, the files were so perfect. There was just one bit where, because of very kind of specific language barrier stuff, I had to say, look, pronounce this slightly different, even though on paper it's like this.
Yeah,
it would sound more natural if you pronounce it like this.
Nice.
And he sounds, in the way he sings it, actually sounds like quite British, doesn't he?
Yeah, Chris. In
the verse, I think he sounds quite British.
Yeah, and he did such a good job of it. It sounds like the part was written for him, because it's in that range, and it's that melody, and it's the lyrics as well. They really seem to be conducive to Chris Harm's brand. It worked really well.
Yeah, it was good. So, okay, so you mentioned that you look up to Andy. And it's quite a personal thing for you, Ben, to work with him, wasn't it? Because you have admired his work for a long time.
Yeah.
And so, what does it mean to you to work with someone like that, and actually have him work on one of your songs? Well,
it's surreal, because when you're in the studio, you still have to be focused on, we have to get the parts right. We've got a finite amount of time to do this. There was the added fun, the talkback mic, so that he could hear me. We weren't using the button on the desk. We were using a handheld SM58. Well, I say it was an SM58. It looks like an SM58, but it was actually a pink karaoke mic.
So a cheap knockoff of an SM58.
Yes, that I was using to be like, yes, so let's just try that last line about clinging to fragility again, just with a little pink Barbie mic.
Do you have a picture of this?
Sadly, no. Sadly, that would have been a fine one. But the mic's still there, so if there's any other opportunity in future. But yeah, so it was having to follow all the parameters that one would normally do in that situation of, let's get the part right, we've got a finite amount of time, I want to be encouraging and positive while still getting the part executed correctly, whilst there still being this sense of, oh my God, it's him. That's the voice. He's doing the voice now on our song. That's insane. And having to just shelve that and go, you can freak out about it later. Let's now just get it recorded.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's also, you're in the same room. It's not like you did with Chris, where you sent it to him and have him record it and send it back. It's you're actually working live with him. So
so that's right. Yeah. So it was very, very, very surreal. But as I said, because he was so easygoing and he'd done the homework. It was a good progressive kind of day.
You've had a lot of good experience like that working with professional musicians, haven't you? That they do their homework, or that they I mean, like outside of Diamond Black, that they do their homework and they, they're very easy to work with, because every time you come back from doing a collaboration, you always say about how easy the person was to work with.
Right.
Yeah. Not that I wouldn't expect anything different, but I mean, it's actually quite nice to have that sort of collaboration.
Yeah, and I guess that just comes down to making the right choices in the first place. You kind of look at what someone's done and consider, okay, they have been successful, therefore they must have some degree of professionalism in order to have achieved that. And another great collaboration was the Chloe one, which was different again, because initially she came in to sing harmonies and that was it. And she actually, fun fact, she sings the vocal harmonies on Dark Anthems as well. We did it in the same session, but on that song, it's more of a backing vocal. Whereas in Fall Into the Silence, it emerged as more of a feature. In retrospect, I think we could have done more, but we hadn't gone in with the intention of, you're going to be feet on this track. It was, there's a bunch, translation there. You're going to be featuring on this track. It was more, we want to have a voice in that range that's really strong. You're great at singing. But in retrospect, I think we could have maybe done a bit more, and maybe she could have sung the middle section on her own or something like that. But anyway, it still worked that her voice was very present on that song, because those intro, midsection and outro where you've got those harmonized, almost like choir vocals, it's very clearly, it's her. And
How
again,
did you decide that she would sing those parts? Had you written them already in advance for her, or did you work on it on the day?
So she was a machine. She just did everything, and it was almost like, do we even need to do another take? We might as well. Otherwise, we're going to finish too early. So yeah, she's so brilliant and like pitch perfect, and timing was fantastic. So that we were able to experiment a little bit outside of that. But I think that part had already been written.
Yeah, I think
it was
that
just
was
a case.
Guide chorus.
Yes. We already had a guide of those choir
Choir.
parts. And she just came in and nailed it. And because she was so good, we were able to do some variations. So if you really listen to the intro, that harmony part that comes twice, I think the first one is slightly different from the second one, because one of the parts is different. It's a different harmony. And throughout the song, we were able to change the harmonies that she was doing on some of the Fall Into the Silence bits and some of the choir bits, because there was time. It was, okay, let's do more, because you're really good at just delivering.
Nice.
That's cool.
It's really good.
You mentioned that that she was really good at timing and really good at the way that she structured it. How is it? I mean, it's just sort of occurred to me that when you're as a non-singer, when you're listening to someone to try and record them singing, you have to kind of pay attention to I don't know how you find that exact time and think, oh, there's a beginning or a middle of that beat where the timing could be on or off, or the right timing that you want. So how do you tell someone how to sing that, or do they just kind of know?
What do you mean, like when the note ends?
When it should start, how exactly long it could be. Like, do they have creative control over how they add flair to that vocal?
It's a good
in
question.
terms of length and timing.
It depends on whether or not it's a harmony, and if the part is already there to which they are harmonizing, therefore they need to sort of match the timing of that. If it's a lead vocal part, there's a lot more flexibility. And with Andy, what we were able to do was, I would say to him, okay, look, this is the idea, but you do what you think. You do what you would do if this was a therapy song.
Yeah.
And that worked really well, particularly when it came towards the end part of the song where he's doing some more ad libs. And I said, just do whatever you would do here. If this was a therapy song, if these are the lyrics, what would you do? And that was really fun because stuff was just happening in the room without any plan. And in that sense, he was collaborating creatively as well as simply lending his voice. Stuff like that. When you get to do that with really talented people, and particularly people you admire, that's definitely a surreal moment that new things are just appearing in the room at that time, which is great.
Yeah, you want to capture the uniqueness of the performer, so otherwise you might as well get anyone to sing it. So,
well, that's it. Rather than say, yeah, can you just sing what I used to sing on this verse? You just do what, you might as well get anyone. But yeah, given how would you do this if this was your song? I think is a really and
that's why you chose them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and singers respond, and all musicians respond really well to that, because you're saying, I want what you bring on this song, not just do what I used to do or do what we've midied out for you to do.
Yeah, I think that's why you hire any creative person, though, isn't it? Because you like their style and you want to bring that in, add some richness to the thing you're making.
Yeah, I guess it's like any creative thing. You say, this is the emotion we want to express. How would you do it? And that could be music, but I guess it could also be graphic design, couldn't it? It could be, how do you express this feeling?
Yeah, like cinematography and,
yeah,
making exciting experiences, I suppose, customer design and things like that.
it's like a tattoo artist, isn't it? You pick someone whose style you like. You don't go pick someone who's got a unique style and then say, can you do it in this other one?
Yeah, that's when the trouble
People do that.
occurs. In many creative fields where you get someone in because you've seen something that someone else has done and want them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that can sometimes lead to...
It depends what it is, though.
Yeah.
Like for tattoo artists, it must be very frustrating if you go to them and you say, here's the stick man I drew. Can you draw this on me, please? Whereas, like, you should let them have some creative freedom. That's why you've gone to them.
Yeah. Again, otherwise you might as well pick anyone.
Yeah, but when it's like design, graphic design or sort of client work and things like that, you kind of, there's a set thing that it has to tick all the boxes of because of maybe research and data and things like that. So you can't just hire someone and go, yeah, do whatever you want. You're the designer. Because if you do, then you haven't based it on like actual facts and research. So you do have to sort of be guided by some stuff there. But
normally just show you like a mood board or other things they like, and then you're like, this is a direction. I don't think anyone's ever said to us, like, properly directed, this is exactly what I want, this is what you must do.
no.
Well, that's sort of why they've hired you, because they know that you're creative and imaginative, and they're not. So they're like, this is why we want you guys to do this.
Yeah.
When I was a junior, I had this one client, not freelance, when I worked in my job, and they said you could do what you like to showcase their products. So I did an illustrative, like fashion illustration campaign of different sort of models, but not looking at the camera per se, but like sort of 1920s looking 30s style illustrative brushstroke kind of characters with the product on them. And everybody thought it was really good. They liked it. So it was great. And the client looked at it and the client didn't like it. And the client basically said, actually, they directed me in a way that I felt like I was like they were puppeteering me, and I was like just using the software at that point. And like what?
Like on
The Apprentice. Yeah. And it didn't come out as well. And I ended up using the one I did in my portfolio and didn't just took their name off it because I wasn't very happy with the one that they did. So sometimes
you don't say do whatever you want, right?
But the thing was good. It was just not the thing that they said, oh, the illustration thing is a bit left field. We should just have actual models.
Well, that was a poorly defined brief.
It was, and it had their photographs of their products on them as well. So it was an illustration mixed with photographs, but
it sounds quite cool.
I was sort of getting at with asking Ben about the recording process, because like you don't just say do whatever you want, Andy, because then you might not get what you want out of it. So you have to sort of direct or conduct.
Yeah, it's sort of it depends, doesn't it, on we were in a position where we already had a complete vocal map of the song.
True.
I guess the difference is sometimes, when I did a song I did a vocal for Kai for Esprit d'Air, and they just sent me the music and said, just write the lyrics and write the vocal melody. So I
write
had
the lyrics as well. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I had complete freedom to do that, which is a completely different process.
That's like, do our work for
And
us.
they said, anything. It's all right for us.
He said, just do what you think, what you would do on this. And I guess he must, in that instance, that they'd listened to my music and gone, I like the way Ben writes choruses, so maybe what would it sound like to have that vibe on our song? So it's different ways of doing it. But again, the brief is clear from the start. It's either we've already written the vocal map, we want you to do it in your style with some dalliances, or we haven't written anything, what would you do?
What
Did you have
about,
to write in Japanese?
No.
Yeah, that'd be. What about, we got the guy from 69 Eyes that played guitar on one of the tracks. I can't remember which one it was. What was the process with that one? Because I got a feeling that was just like, do whatever you want, go and write something.
Oh yeah, that was actually a surprise because Yanni just suddenly said, our producer Yanni just suddenly said, "Oh, by the way, I got Timo to come in and do this guitar on it." I was like, "Okay," and so he from 69 Eyes, and we were like, "Amazing!" So he'd come up with this guitar melody for the choruses. It's in Venom where it's down, 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 down. And I think Yanni had said to him, do something that's a bit like the Cult kind of vibe. And so he'd come up with that. And then he also does little atmospheric parts in the verses too. So that was a really nice surprise collaboration that worked out really well and is arguably one of the key bits of the song now is that little melody.
So the process for all of our 4 different collaborations have been different each time.
Yeah. And
collaborator.
yeah, every time it's been a different sort of approach. Some we didn't know about, some that were just going to be a backing vocal and then turned into a feature, some that were done from different countries, and some that were done with me like with a pink karaoke microphone.
Cool.
So there's completely different types of, not one is the same. And all of them have provided you with a brand new experience that you had to kind of work out how to do on the fly, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Karaoke mic included. But
Well, yeah.
I'm sure you knew how to do everything else, but the karaoke mic part. But yeah. So what are you hoping for in future collaboration? Are there any other styles of collaboration that you want to try?
It might be interesting for us to write with somebody else.
Like in the same room at the same time or something. Have a
Yeah.
Jam at something out. Be cool.
That
Tough
could
it out.
lead to some very interesting vibes because you take our writing style and mix it with someone else, and it would sound really interesting. The collision of styles. So that would be cool.
That does sound really cool. I reckon you could come up with some real magic on a day like that.
Yeah, it's just a question of who would we like to do that with. I think that could be really interesting. And yeah, I think. I mean, the remix that we did with Birthday Massacre was sort of a collab as well.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Very much a sense of here's the song, and because Michael Rainbow is one of the key writers in the Birthday Massacre, he naturally made it sound like a Birthday Massacre song, and the result.
That's what you wanted, right?
Exactly, and it was so good to hear it back and think this is brilliant. He's taken our song and he's basically put it through the Birthday Massacre machine, and it's come out sounding like a perfect kind of combination of both bands.
Aren't people fantastic? Like the creative people who can do that. Isn't it just fantastic to think that a person can be a machine that transforms sound or visual into something that's their vision from something else? It's like this unique match, this flavor match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's fascinating. I just love this.
it is that only he could have created what he created because of his influences, his experiences, his writing, his style, the way he uses instruments. Only he could have done that, and it's such. And we were so delighted. I actually teared up a little bit when I first heard it because I'm such a fan of the Birthday Massacre, and it felt like a real honor of wow. Somehow we've got to the point where someone like this is working with us and creating something that he's proud of too. Was really, really special. And
sorry,
no, and I think that's such a reward to know that someone that you admire wants to be creative and put their stamp on your work.
It's
just on the piano.
I love how much you completely fanboy over all the people you work with. It's really, really cool because it's such a testament to like how honest and open about this you are, and how much you really love like what you do. It's not like I'm getting these people in because they've got influence or they might help our band or anything. It's just I really love them and love how they work, and I think they'd be great like collaborators for the music. So I think it's really nice to show people that.
Definitely, yeah.
It's one of the best perks of like being a bit successful is you get to work with other brilliant musicians, and then maybe eventually people that you looked up to as well and you've grown up with.
Yeah,
That's quite nice.
And we've had, I mean, even like when we got the testimonial from CJ of the Wild Hearts, that was again a moment of this is surreal. I used to, I'm a fan, and now one of the key members is saying he likes our song.
Third podcast in a row where Harley's tried to get involved.
I think you should just let her get involved, man. She's got something to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, what's next in terms of? So you've got Andy in the bag for the new album.
Yeah.
Who else would you like to collaborate with songs for the new album? And how many are you looking to do, given that your EP had 3 collaborators? 4 collaborators. 4 collaborators if you include Timo for the guitar. So 4 collaborators on an EP for 6 tracks. So we're looking at an album. How many collaborators do you want to include? And who maybe can you reveal who you'd like? Or
17, 18, 19 collaborators maybe?
Yeah, nice.
That's an interesting question because we have got some other leads, some other people that could work. I think it's just a question of, do we want to move ahead more quickly and get it done and get it out, or do we want to get more production value by having a few more guests? Because it takes time. People have to be available, and you have to work with their schedules as well. So it's something that we can discuss amongst ourselves as to whether or not we think that would add value that we feel is necessary at this point. I think as it's a debut album, it's also quite important for our character to be quite prevalent on it. So maybe a maximum of maybe 1 or 2 more, maybe like if we decide to go down that road. But yeah, it's collaborate on every song because they're ace.
You're not going to say no if someone comes along and you really want them. Sorry, wait till the next album.
Yeah, true. But I think two sounds. If you look at the back of an album, it's got like 2 or 3 collabs. That feels like a good balance, doesn't it? For 10 tracks.
Oh, 10 tracks.
Shit, man. Letting things slip.
I like how every time we do a cast, another thing slips. I think this is good. So, keeping up the momentum from last week, Adam, you said there was a drop happening.
Oh yeah, I've got a merch drop. Well, this goes out on Sunday, so I don't know if it would have happened already or if it's going to happen very shortly after this cast. So it might have happened already, but yeah, long-awaited Dark Anthems EP cover T-shirt is finally dropping due to
Is it a t-shirt or a long sleeve?
popular demand. T-shirt, I think,
Nice.
T-shirt, okay.
because we've got the hoodie already, but now we've got the T-shirt because the bats keep asking for it, so we deliver.
So, are you saying EP cover on the front?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Hey, if you got the hoodie with it's on the back.
Oh,
So you can wear the hoodie and this t-shirt, and then it'll be on the back and front.
Well, okay. Unzip the hoodie, then you've got that's good.
Okay.
Do you
Ultimate promotional tool.
are you thinking of any back print on this one, or is it
Probably. I like to
It
do
has a
back
back print, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like to do back print.
interested to see? Could be a symbol, could be symbols, could be a lyric. I like it. Could be a picture of the band. Ooh, what will it be?
I know.
It's probably out. People have probably already got them.
They probably got it right.
Yes.
Nice. How are we doing for time?
Cool.
Guys?
I thought we got up to the hour, but I don't actually know what time
Yeah, I
we started.
think
So that's why I kind of cut off the conversation about collaboration. But did we want to go? Were there any other questions or points you wanted to bring up about collaborating with other artists?
No, I think that was really succinct and comprehensive. What those questions were really good, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
Insightful. After we start talking about Spanish translations, then it got
Sorry, that was me.
then it got sensible.
Um,
All right, cool guys.
yeah. Okay. Do we want to talk on Patreon next?
We are going to have some Patreon content.
We are going to have some Patreon content.
Because before we started recording this, we figured out how to use Zoom filters and special effects. So we've got a bit of a silly one for you this week of us trying to.
Yeah, 5 years too late because everyone else did this in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to see a bit of silliness, then go into Patreon and check it out.
Yes.
None of us had normal jobs in the pandemic, so we didn't have to use Zoom. So it wasn't like a thing we ever tried out before. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Disclaimer. Yeah.